In modern naval warfare, craft carriers have always been regarded as a powerful symbol of naval power. The U.S. military has tried to explore effective ways to strike aircraft carriers in many experiments. For example, in the full ship shock test conducted in 2021, they left a retired conventional-powered aircraft carrier alone at sea without the protection of any carrier-based aircraft and without activating any defensive firepower, and let various warships attack it in turn. As a result, this American aircraft carrier endured for a full 25 days before being sunk, which fully shows that the damage caused by conventional weapons to aircraft carriers is relatively limited, and it is difficult to sink them, even in a certain specific experiment. When using a nuclear weapon to explode underwater 300 meters away from the aircraft carrier, it only led to the flooding of some compartments of the aircraft carrier, and it sank after several hours due to excessive flooding. This was still in the case of no rush repair and damage control. If timely damage control and repair were carried out, the aircraft carrier might not sink. Thus, it can be seen that it is indeed extremely challenging to sink a modern and fully armed aircraft carrier. However, the Dongfeng series of anti-ship ballistic missiles owned by China, known as the aircraft carrier killer, has extraordinary power. Take the Dongfeng 21D as an example. The Dongfeng 21D anti-ship ballistic missile has a diameter of 1.4 meters, a length of about 10.7 meters, a weight of about 14.7 tons, and a range of up to 2,700 kilometers. Its propeller is a two-stage solid polysulfide rubber propeller, carrying an 800-kilogram conventional high-explosive warhead. The explosion range on land is about 100 meters, and the killing range is 500 meters. And it also has extremely high terminal speed. And its terminal speed is astonishing, which is enough to easily penetrate the thick deck of the aircraft carrier. Moreover, the charge loading of the Dongfeng missile is larger than that of other missiles. When penetrating the deck with huge kinetic energy and then exploding inside the hull, it will cause incalculable damage. Of course, some people will say that what was mentioned at the beginning of the video is that it is basically impossible to sink an aircraft carrier, while the Dongfeng 21D can only cause damage, which is also a big difference. Don't worry, keep looking in war. It is often said to strike the enemy's effective strength. So what is the effective strength? It is the enemy's resistance ability. What is the resistance ability of an aircraft carrier? The flight deck, shipborne radar, and power supply equipment. Therefore, can the Dongfeng Express hit the aircraft carrier? The U.S. military knows this better than anyone else. Otherwise, they wouldn't have let the aircraft carrier retreat 1,000 kilometers, of course. The operational capability of the Dongfeng Express and whether it can deliver the package to the customer on the boundless sea is another matter. Speaking of this, everyone will definitely be confused, since ballistic missiles are so powerful in hitting aircraft carriers. Why doesn't the powerful U.S. military develop it themselves? The U.S. military has developed hypersonic missiles, but they have all failed. On March 29, 2023, the U.S. Air Force said that due to frequent problems during the testing process, it will not continue to purchase the AG-183, a hypersonic missile, after the end of the prototype design stage. Previously, Frank Kendall, the Secretary of the U.S. Air Force, confirmed that the recent test launch of the hypersonic missile AG-183 by the U.S. Air Force was not successful. The data shows that this is at least the fourth test failure of this project. On September 8, 2023, the U.S. Army canceled the flight test of the Black Hawk hypersonic missile system because a problem was found during the pre-flight inspection. This is the fourth consecutive failure of the Black Hawk and the Navy's similar conventional prompt strike CPS missile system. In fact, for hypersonic It is not that as long as the speed meets the requirements. It is hypersonic. Otherwise, with a terrifying speed of intercontinental missiles, countries would have had hypersonic missiles decades ago. Hypersonic missiles are not only speed, but also need to achieve maneuverability under high-speed movement, and also need to solve the problem of current interference with communication caused by the friction between the missile and the air, as well as solve aerodynamics. And these require strong technology as support, such as wind tunnels, 5G technology, supercomputing simulation, and new materials. How many of these does the US have? To say that the US is not powerful, it has more than a dozen aircraft carriers and makes trouble all over the world. To say it is powerful, it has not had new technology for 50 years. So what do you think?